Alright everyone, in the last video I set up a new variable that I called controls, and controls can either be on or off, and you can only control the wizard when controls are on. So now in this video, the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that the controls are on when the game starts, so that you can control your wizard. So I'm going to grab this set here and stick it underneath this. So we're in the block of code called wizard setup. And this is where we set up the wizard and make sure everything's ready to go at the beginning of the game. And so what we're going to do is we're going to set controls to on, and that's going to make sure the controls come on at the beginning of the game when the wizard's set up. So next, I want to make sure that the controls switch off at the end of the game when the wizard, when we're no longer playing the game. So currently, endgame has a condition already put in it. It says if health is less than 1, so if a game is not over, then set the game to over, start the sound, vanish. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to just put set controls to off underneath that. So you see what happens here is at the end of the game, it checks, well, I say at the end of the game, it's checking all the time, but if it passes this check, then that'll be the end of the game. So it looks for when your health is less than 1, i.e. it's 0, or unusually it might shoot past 0. If something happens like that, we just had it as less than 1 to make sure we catch that. So if you fall below 1 health, and the game isn't already over, we don't want it causing a death scene when actually it already did a death scene. So when you first fall below 1, when the game isn't already over, we're going to set the game to over and we're going to set the controls to off. And so now you can't move anymore after the game ends. Okay, so next we need to put some controls on the animations, and this is of course why we introduced the controls in the first place. So I'm going to get set controls to off. At the beginning of the vanish animation. And that should ensure that you can interrupt that by walking off as you're collapsing into your hat. Then for the animate ouch, set controls to off. Now with this one, we need to remember to set them back on again at the end, because after you've set ouch, we want you to be able to control the wizard. So at the bottom here, we're going to put set controls to on. And then the same for the attack animation. So first we set the controls to off. And then at the end, we set them back on again. Okay, so that ought to be everything. And hopefully this won't make much of a difference. Everything should work as before. But we'll see the animations a little bit more fully. Okay, so I'm moving, that's good. And you can see at the top left, the controls going on and off. Okay, good. We're getting the animation that we wanted now every time. So that's fixed the problem that we had. In the next video, we'll proceed to create an animation for when the wizard consumes the potion. I'll see you there. Thank you for listening, and if you find this video useful, please hit like and subscribe.